Star Rail. Ito na, may alright, yo, kinamos doon. Sorry. At least to your stay. Thank you for the follow. That was start. We should continue with Crown and Mandate Punch.
Oh, is that a stain? I like this coat. Is that a stain? I like the.
Alright. Now it's all done and clear. Let's continue with our stuff. Welcome, new friend. Appreciate this chat feels like deja vu. Looks like mindfulness in this chat is now definitely my what? Why do I have feeling that I've seen this chat for real? Okay, let's get back to the topic. How do we deal with this doing? Accountability? Accountability must be held. What's wrong? What's all the fuss? So you still don't know.
Harrider Newsflash. Good evening, Madame Herta fans. This is an urgent broadcast. The great Madame Herta, member 83 of the Genius Society, has been targeted in an attack at the space station. Her current whereabouts are unknown, with no
to my face.
group having
Welcome, newsman. Thank you for the follow. Wait a second, aku nag-give ako na eh. Wait a second.
upset at the ineptitude of upper management, having issued strong protest and condemnation. Our job is to sit here and judge the quality of their work as for how to do it. That's for them to worry. You sure have something sorry saying. But you are spitting facts. Absolutely the right. Which no way you spoke my word. Eh.
comrade, what's our goal? To rid ourselves of all embezzling past good effects.
All the good taste of Kamukali.
Plus manager garis bonusnya salah split. Jangan. What's masalah ni? Refresh. View. Frame cover. Tolonglah menjadi.
Oh, is that a stain? I like this coat.
Jadi. Okey lah. Kenapa dia bisa?
People who buy that think Smartwater raises their IQ.
Only Hertarium are accepted for payments. No.
Shut up. Banyak dia nak. Habis semua ni. Dah. Ada benda lain. Kadang-kadang malas dia baca bulat. Sebab dari dot panjang tak. Tapi tak ada konteks sebab tak ada konteks. Kadang-kadang ada orang buat law tak pasal semua bulat-bulat. Kalau boleh kita outlaw kat sini lah tu. Senang sikit. Sebab aku yang jenis tak minat dengan baca series ni. Oh. What the heck?
Mr. Scrollum, this was a premeditated attack.
Conclusion: their target was the space station, but their strategies are still unknown to us.
That's right.
And so,
Which is precisely why we need him. The last to lay eyes on Herta's puppet before the attack was him.
And you are.
This is Dr. Ratio of the Intelligentsia Guild, a delegate from the IPC.
He's only just woken up, dazed. He may need a few pointers.
Lucky bucket open.
Ah, we cross paths again. Do you remember me? Of course. Why would you? Memory is such a fickle thing, after all.
Mr. Trailblazer, you must have many questions. Please be patient. Asta will explain it all to you.
You probably know the gist of things already. A few system hours ago, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and we can't pinpoint its signal.
Where is her dark?
She's away on a visit. This issue didn't seem to trouble her much.
She received an invitation from the IPC before the attack occurred.
Ah, the technology department. Charming little place, isn't it? Madame Yabuli does possess some semblance of competence, but her subordinates? Oof. Oh, they're a riot. Brimming with enthusiasm, yet utterly devoid of intellect. It's as if evolution halted prematurely for them. They want to start some new collaborations with Herta, and have graciously extended an invite for me to play the role of science consultant. It's delightfully amusing. I can't wait to witness firsthand how these geniuses from the so-called super smart club squander the IPC's vast resources. However, this attack was timed a little too well. I can't help but wonder if someone leaked this information, and the attackers seized the opportunity. Herta's aloof response to these juvenile provocations? Almost as intriguing. What a delightful little puzzle.
I've long heard that you're one of the best researchers in the guild, Dr. Ratio. We are honored to have your assistance.
Save your flattery. Time is hardly a luxury we can squander. To debate the merits of mere mortals in the company of an actual genius? Quite the paradox, if you ask me. Excuse me, you. Tell me, what were you doing the last time you saw that puppet?
Probably ready.
Don't play the fool. Think.
I think I was.
You spoke. Over.
Oh, right. I need your help with something else. That curio's gone missing, and I can't just forget about it. Go find it for me when you have the time. I'm sure you can manage that, can't you? Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
Is it the cat one or the cartridge?
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember.
The one main quest, right?
If only there were some hints. Then maybe...
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
My memory is kind of hazy. What did I do after that?
Ah, the bubble.
I think Herta mentioned Asta. That's right, I think I visited Asta.
The bubble contains some further fruit. I cannot speak words. Sorry guys. Please grab the beat. Alright, let's go and enter the river. Oh, which?
Hey, what brings you here, Rich? It's been so long.
So she's rich? I thought he was a god.
I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
It's all taken care of. As long as the money's there, it's all good. Here's the account you asked for. It's legit and secure, allowing you to connect straight to the intranet.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
Oh, you flatter me. I'm just a peddler doing a little business on the side. Small scale. Best left under the table. But if you ever make it big in the guild, don't forget your humble friend, okay?
Again? How many times has it been? You're really pushing my buttons.
These two aren't making any sense. This is so weird.
So here. Alright.
This is what I recall before I met Herta, but I can't remember some of the details. Let me try to remember the conversation with Asta.
Explore related memory Asta's bubble.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. Sorry, but nothing comes to mind. Maybe the researchers at the Departments of Ecology or Insight may have an idea? Hinkle and are around here somewhere. I'd suggest you ask them about it.
Asta seems to have mentioned two names. Two researchers. from the departments of ecology and insight.
Those despicable villains are distorting the truth online. Ugh. If I discover who's behind this, they're gonna wish they'd never crossed me. A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body? Isn't that just a jinx? Oh, nowadays people call them wubbaboos?
Ah, the floating ghost. The cute floating ghost.
Well, I might be the Department of Ecology head, but I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to curios. Adler would be of more help, but he's been investigating some paranormal phenomenon. I haven't seen him all day.
So not only I have to find a curio, but I have to find a person.
I must say, it's a little embarrassing for the space station to be in such disarray while guests are visiting. We've been through a huge crisis and are still recovering. But there are some who are trying to exploit the chaos to agitate the workforce. People are growing more and more distrustful of the management here. It's probably turned into a big headache for Asta, too. Never mind, I shouldn't be telling you this. It's something that we researchers need to resolve ourselves. Pretend I didn't say anything.
Sure, dude.
Adler. Right. Then I ran into Arlen. Adler was with him.
Explore your memories and obtain crucial clues in form of cognition chasm through conducting key conversation with characters. Already enough cognition chasm to extrapolate a school paint yourself. Did it right, chat? I am no great man. Cannot read, it's too hard. In memory sorting, the fragmented information recall as you explore your memories will be properly recorded and updated, which can help you to reconstruct the entire timeline.
And what's that?
You must get Arlen. Arlen, where are you? Bro.
Adler was with Arlen. They were involved in some sort of incident.
The Tiananmen Square incident?
What? He went to the scene alone with Peppy? How could you let him?
Calm down, Brother Arlen. I know you're upset.
We're walking the dog.
We're having a walk.
Can you get your story straight first?
Like I said, we're walking the dog.
So I'm the dog?
They
Yeah, dog.
seem to be hiding something.
You're walking. Dog.
Is there something you need?
I'm looking for it.
Oh, really? What a coincidence. We're looking for him, too.
Ah, I see.
That kid sure is brave, running straight to the scene on his own.
What scene? The scene of what? Is he in danger? Aren't you supposed to be walking the dog?
Yes. Well, Peppy isn't here, you see. Brother Arlen, I can't keep this up anymore.
Ugh. Can you leave the talking to me next time?
Is there a problem?
Let's walk and talk. Why are you looking for Adler? A lost curio. I see. He'll be able to help.
Find Adler. Adler, where are you? Down there.
Careful. The fragmentum in this area is very unstable.
Yeah, I think we can handle this.
Sound renders. Does that hurt? Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
Relax. Time to say bye. Boom. Ill fate descends. The human body is beautiful in its fragility.
No, not this road. I didn't go there.
Over there! Because I thought he's in trouble. Let's go!
Existence of unity.
Ill tidings manifest.
Converge and awaken.
Didn't hurt. Stand still.
Ill fate descends. Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Enjoying your swing and yang.
All will be swept away by the wind. Time to say bye. Boom.
Ill tidings manifest.
Stand still.
Peppy, are you okay?
Are you really the ones who knows most about careers?
That's me. What's up?
Quite young.
He wants to ask you something about curios. I'll leave you to it. Adler, Peppy's in your hands now. Oh, about that investigation I asked for.
Don't worry. I think I figured something out. Catch you later.
Alright, Edler.
So, which curio do you want to know about?
Spit it out, Edler. Tell me everything. One that has no body but is.
That's all you got? Too abstract.
You're telling me all curios are alive? That's all her does.
Well, there's beauty in the abstract, I guess. Have you asked the Department of Ecology head?
Yes. She said it might be a wobble.
Huh. She's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
So you're saying I heard something like that of this blah 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 blah.
Huh? What did I say?
Huh. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis, but it needs verifying. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Adler seems to have gotten a lead, but what was the information I forgot? And from whom?
Due to presence of certain memories, some content will appear as blah 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 in the conversation as you explore your memories. Use condition chasm. Using condition chasm has chance of restoring relevant.
Let's go over it from the start. I may have overlooked something. Right. Asta mentioned another name. My memories of Arlen and Adler are hazy. I need to remember the other person Asta mentioned.
Explore let the memory of start from. Oh, we're back here.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. Sorry, but nothing comes to mind.
Use condition chasm. Confidence crisis.
How's it going? Did you find the information you're after? I see. Is that what Hinkle and think? At least that counts as a lead. See? My researchers are pretty outstanding.
Who's with Hinkle? they properly woman? I hear you're a little bit.
Just business as usual, nothing to worry about. No. After the Legion's invasion, the space station has been under constant scrutiny. Physical damage can be easily repaired, but it takes a long time to heal the wounds in people's hearts. Some researchers have been questioning the management and security of the space station ever since the invasion. Things had settled down a bit with the reconstruction efforts, but the researchers' disappearances have rattled them again.
Researchers?
Yes. 4 researchers have inexplicably disappeared in a matter of days. No exit logs, no traces. Vanished. People were just starting to regain their footing after the catastrophe. I didn't want panic to spread, so I suppressed the reports and told the security department to investigate in secret. However, as you can see, it's hard to keep secrets in a sardine can like this. Rebuilding trust is harder than establishing it in the first place. I'm concerned someone's pulling strings to sway public opinion. Anyway, the most important thing is to get to the bottom of the disappearances.
You need my help?
That's okay, but thank you for the offer. Aren't you helping Madame Herta with something already?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I heard about the thing you mentioned, and I'll look into it too. I'll find a way to solve the problem for the space station.
So I did consult someone else other than Hinkle. The only thing I remember is that they're from the Department of Insight. The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is.
Let's go to the department.
The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is. Identifying that person is crucial and could be the key to making sense of everything.
Hey, what brings you here? It's all. Here's the account. Oh, small scale.
Again?
Here too. Did my memory piece together irrelevant?
There's still a mother's memory.
Now I remember. The other person is Emily. She was at the base zone. What did Emily say?
What does the phone say?
I say, what a wonderfully intelligent-looking young lady.
I'm not that wonderful. I'm just okay.
No need to be modest. At my age, you get a feel for intelligence. Though I confess I did hear someone say you were the shining star of the Department of Insight.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
See this material here? People are so inconsiderate. How's someone like me supposed to make out the small print? I'm not getting any younger, and my eyesight is failing. Do you think you can...
Again? How many times has it been? You're really pushing my buttons.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, another smart-looking youngster. Wonderful. It's about time we had some new recruits.
Huh. Asta told you to find me? A curio that doesn't have a body but is alive. Isn't the Department of Ecology full of curio experts? That's got nothing to do with the Department of Insight.
flexible and convenient. Order management panel, check whether huge number of custom settings. Good three price. Nice, okay. I just doing this for fun. I don't have any job right now and study. So this is my sister break. I thought I would just try to create this fun just for extra pay per view. So but thank you dude for watching and commenting. Thank you. Alright, let's continue with our story. The hero doesn't have what place time. That's got nothing to do with the department of Alright. There.
However, I've heard of such a species. A colleague who came back from a business trip said that the Cianjo Alliance has life forms like that.
Yeah, sure, and
Don't get me wrong, I was merely relaying information. I didn't mean I'd help you. The atmosphere on the space station has been getting stranger lately. It's risky taking sides.
The Cianjo species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler. The disappearances Asta mentioned are likely related to Arlen's investigations too. The Cianjo species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler.
Cianjo species. How could it happen? We're in space. Explore related memory, Arlen investigation.
I figured you'd come to me to uncover the truth. I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. I can't say anything except that it's a secret mission.
Just as I thought. I vaguely remember that Arlen said more. It's related to the thing I forgot.
I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. I can't say anything except that it's a secret mission.
About researchers disappeared.
How did you know? I see. Could you also tell that Lady Asta was feeling the pressure? I'll be honest with you. It's been tough. The surveillance didn't capture anything regarding the researcher's disappearance. There's only one clue. Adler observed that the automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances occurred. That means that every victim's disappearance was accompanied by some inexplicable fire. When we made visits to the scenes, some of the witness testimony seemed to agree with this. The words they used were spontaneous combustion of the human body.
Have you asked the Department of Ecology head? Huh. She's...
Huh?
Huh. She's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
Not right. There is something like that also exists.
Ah, that's right! They're called Heliobi. I guess you could say that Wubbaboos and Heliobi are sort of like cousins. Both are types of energy life form. Huh. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis, but it needs verifying. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Spontaneous combustion of the human body. That's most likely the truth. let me remember my initial conversation with Herta, just in case. I need to go over it from the start. Starting with the conversation I had with Herta.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Esse planeja casa energy life.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's an energy life form. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it. That's not the point. I wouldn't be bothering with it if it didn't have something to do with the Genius Society.
Genius Society.
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
Back to the present.
I commend your stamina for recounting that interminable tale. You must be exhausted. My ears certainly are. So, to sum it up, the last time you laid eyes on Herta was in her office. She sent you on a wild goose chase for some trinket, the curio. After which you knew nothing else until Lady Asta contacted you. If that's the narrative you're sticking to, then indulge me. Who, pray tell, can substantiate this captivating drama?
Screw them.
Apologies. Herta did not mention this to me. Affirmation. We can ask Herta herself.
Well, if you lace up those boots and start sprinting now, you might just catch the IPC shuttle in 4 system hours. But as it stands, not a single soul can corroborate his story.
Mr. Ratio, your style of questioning would seem to have a preconceived bias.
Apologies, it's an unfortunate habit of mine. When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. It is also the most efficient method, judging from my experience. Seeking answers with a negative hypothesis in mind is still valid research. It can still help us reach the truth. If he is truly innocent, he can clear his name with answers. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment.
If you knew Herta, then you wouldn't find it weird.
Don't interrupt other people. Did no one teach you manners?
Want to eat my shoe? What the fuck?
Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment.
I remember now. Back then.
That's enough pretending. Please be quiet. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment. And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name. Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out one nameless ordinary curio? It's hard for me to imagine she would treasure one curio so much.
I doubt Herta is interested in the curio itself.
Based on your story and the assignment, Herta's collection. An endless trove of...
Sure, but you're the one saying the curio in question is ordinary.
Say what you want to say.
A correct observation, if I may add.
Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out one nameless ordinary curio? It's hard for me to imagine she would treasure one curio so much.
The curio isn't the point. Herta was only addressing it because of its relation to the Genius Society.
I would imagine the curio is the creation of a genius. Affirmation. It holds some special meaning to Herta.
Yes. That seems logically sound.
Objection!
Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost curio. However, she decided to hold her tongue until now?
Spontaneous human combustion.
I remember now.
That's enough. However, she decided to hold her tongue until now?
Spontaneous human
I remember now.
That's enough. However, she decided to hold her tongue until now? So what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction? Or is Asta the one hoarding secrets like they're going out of style?
Asta isn't trying to hide anything. It's because of her position. Some things shouldn't be said in the open.
What could be more important than Herta's safety?
I agreed for Mr. Ratio to become involved in this. I should consider him one of us. It's okay. You can tell him.
So what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction? Or
The space station has been very distrustful of its higher management, ever since the Antimatter Legion's invasion. Another severe incident would further intensify suspicion, and cause great internal strife.
Oh. So that explains why Lady Asta approved of my participation. After all, the Intelligentsia Guild's representative wouldn't be linked to the space station, but would still share the IPC's position. They wouldn't be partial to anyone, but would still act for the space station's benefit. Two birds with one stone. Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the responsibility of sorting out that mess has been thrust upon Arlen, head of the security department. Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked. Cut the act. You're perfectly aware of the point I'm making.
Doubt me all you like. I'm just an outsider who got unexpectedly dragged into this mess. You and I are no different. We both stumbled into this, but you decided to assume the role of interrogator.
Oh? Your point being, cut the act. You're perfectly aware of the point I'm making.
I remember now.
That's enough. Cut the act. You're perfectly aware of the point I'm making.
I remember now.
That's enough. Cut the act.
Correction. There may be a correlation.
Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes.
Yes. I ran into Arlen when looking for Adler.
Adler?
A level 2 researcher. According to the Department of Ecology head, he knows more about curios than anyone else. He happened to be helping Arlen investigate the disappearances.
Well, did he enlighten you?
Adler seemed to have an idea at the time, but he never contacted me again.
Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the responsibility of sorting out that mess has been thrust upon Arlen, head of the security department.
I remember now.
That's enough. Researchers disappear. Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's...
No connection? I disagree. There should be evidence linking them together.
Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked.
No. If I recall correctly, Asta said, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and we can't pinpoint its signal. Don't know the location. Isn't that the same as missing?
She did say that. But then what? You need to provide evidence to show incidents are linked.
There should be evidence. Arlen discovered something odd when he was investigating the disappearances. The space station's automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances happened. Arlen mentioned that each victim disappeared due to spontaneous combustion.
Huh. But there are no signs of a fire anywhere in the space station.
That's what's so odd about it. But this information has an additional layer of importance. This may not be direct evidence, but if the system also recorded the fire suppression system activating when the puppet was attacked, then there's ample evidence to indicate that these two cases are linked.
If these two incidents were caused by the same person, then the suspicion put on you would decrease, provided that this fire suppression record does exist in the system.
We'll see in the main control room. Let's go. Huh? What was that?
Message. She's here. The big shot.
Harrider Newsflash. This is an urgent broadcast. I repeat, this is an urgent broadcast. News has finally emerged regarding the attack on Madame Herta. The Annihilation Gang has claimed responsibility for the incident and warned of further activity. The Guild has expressed utmost condemnation.
The gods of the starry skies have abandoned the world. They give no thought to the masses. Only the wounded savior can bathe the world in the firelight of destruction. Yet always there are cowards trying in vain to reject their favor and escape the wounds. Flee then. Flee as far as you can. No matter the distance, annihilation will find you.
See demon? There's demon. Honkai Star Rail.
This is...
A declaration of war, and an announcement of what's to come. They have set their sights on you. The Legion's impact remains. And the Annihilation Gang is already paying a visit. It almost seems like this space station is more suited for the path of destruction than erudition.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fatora, a world long since destroyed. His race, the ever-burning fire demons, regard Nanook as their emperor and savior, but the Eon has never cast their gaze upon them.
A group of pitiful lunatics. I like Dr. Primitive's assessment of them. The value Nanook sees in the Annihilation Gang is perhaps far less than one might see in a child who deliberately broke a vase. The fire demons have a cruel temper and instinctively ignite and destroy items. Ifrit is particularly evil and cruel, even among his kin. The Everflame mansion he heads is even the arch-enemy of the Japella Brotherhood, despite both groups belonging to the Annihilation Gang.
Japella Brotherhood? I've heard that name somewhere.
On the Stellaron Hunters wanted posters, they stand accused of inciting the Japella Rebellion, the uprising that caused the downfall of the Brotherhood.
The Japella Palace crumbled in the scorching flames, and Ifrit's power has grown by the day ever since. Would you believe it would be merely a coincidence? Something similar is about to happen here. Spontaneous combustion? For him, it's as routine as me finding fault in everything. The disappearance of researchers and the puppet were all part of the plan. And after that video will soon circulate. And this station's fate? Flames. Nothing but flames.
The destruction of trust.
I'm afraid more than trust will be destroyed here. You need to start acting now if you want to survive. You, come with me. You have a superior strategy, Pray tell, do we set the two of them loose, turning whispered fears into full-blown pandemonium?
If we did that, we'd be at a disadvantage. I'll stay here and try to contain the news as best I can. Please, investigate the issue quickly.
No surprise there.
If we did that, we'd be at a disadvantage. I'll stay here.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fetora, a world long since destroyed. His race, the ever-burning fire demons, regard Nanook as their emperor and savior, but the Eon has never cast their gaze upon them.
Damn, bro. You believe about that boy. That's really sad.
Oh, is that a stain? I like this coat.
Oh shit, it's your turn. What the fuck? Oh, the sheriff, someone's pressure. Are they? No. Gracious film. Alright. Are you? Talk to me, but
Not good. This is serious. The security department will do whatever we can to help you.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Sure, but the security department already combed through their backgrounds and personal relationships. We didn't find anything odd. The Annihilation Gang are a group of die-hard thugs. They might be attacking indiscriminately.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Okay.
Take it. Remember these names. Find a friend who's tuned into the gossip around here and tell them you want to know the relationship between these people. I don't know. That depends on your friend.
it's been a while. Ella. As usual, what we do. Coffee, one piece of glass. Eat purple. Can I put it on my tab? Only for this for every work. So very lucky. Now the Cyril, go ahead, tell me what you How did find the connection between these people? Oh, how? This thing has been a hot topic, and the news is tightly controlled. Even I don't know what to take. You're upset I finished? How would I be? I've got a small part of it. Any chance to slack off whenever I can? Those who live this higher ups just don't have enough to do in their lives. randomly equips their own expectation and then get disappointed. Those are man. When those are man, nothing could become up anymore. Sure, like different, but still. I still remember what you owe me. Don't worry, I'll get in touch if I have any news.
What else do you need me to do?
Take me to the one who knows the most about curios within the Department of Ecology, if you would be so kind.
He disappeared too.
You mean the kid?
I didn't really notice at first. Adler's difficult to get a hold of at the best of times. But it's been a few system hours, and I still can't reach him. Even the surveillance cameras can't find any trace. The last time I saw him was in the Master Control Zone. He was with Wen Sherling from the Department of Implement Arts.
Lead the way. You said Adler was on the verge of the discovery, yet couldn't confer his knowledge. Intriguing and frustrating, to say the least. If his disappearance is also related to the case here, then maybe he really did stumble upon something important.
True. The keywords that got Adler thinking were energy life forms. Duke Inferno is also an energy life form. Coincidence? We need to investigate this.
Done her. I need your help. What is it about this right now? Life and again? It's best to not get involved. Especially if it's not war. It has something to do with him. I learned to live with him. I want to know more about it. Understood with my contact. You back for station trains. Press us as soon as possible.
Finders, on sale now.
When Shirley.
Jerk! 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 Fine! Disappear! I don't ever want to see your face again!
Who's got you so upset? What did Edna do?
Adler, he disappeared! He's been acting really weird recently. Always researching stuff like spontaneous combustion, supernatural activities. He doesn't even answer me when I speak to him. He was talking to himself.
What did he talk about?
He kept saying the word phrase.
Phrase.
We'll get him back.
Who said I want him back?
No problem.
But
You don't want him?
if you want to find him, he was reading this booklet the last time I saw him. I don't know exactly what he's searching for, but I hope it can help you.
Uh-huh. You got something? Go on. Thank you, Camilla.
Your countenance suggests tragedy. So the researchers who disappeared were at the forefront of challenging management. Isn't that a curious puzzle piece? I finished browsing through this booklet while you were replying to messages. It recorded the lives of a few Genius Society members. I'd say it contains some interesting information. It's time to go back and chat with Lady Asta and Mr. Screwlum.
Got something wrong with them, huh? What happened? What do you mean?
You're back. I've been monitoring the dark web. I barely managed to stop the video from spreading. The incident hasn't grown any bigger, for now. How are things with you?
Less than promising. Or to use a different phrase, we're in deep trouble. We're running out of time. Let's retrace our steps and evaluate the situation. From the data we've collected, there are 3 avenues we can explore. First, Adler's disappearance. He must have come across some vital information.
Adler also.
You think that Adler's discovery drew the enemy's attention?
Indeed, and I already know what he found. First, Adler's disappearance. He must have come across some vital information.
I understand. So the answer is...
Tenuous connections. Enough of this nonsense. First, Adler's disappearance.
Sorry, dude.
He must have come across some vital information.
I understand.
Tenuous connect first. Adler's disappearance. He must have come across...
I understand.
Tenuous connect first. The next angle is what the victims have in common. Distasteful as that discussion may be.
I look like I have depression right there.
Last is the abilities of Duke Inferno and the secret of spontaneous human combustion.
The link between the 3 is...
First, the next angle is what the victims have in common. Distasteful as that discussion may be.
Distasteful discussion?
A mere glance at their background would indicate they share no commonalities. However, after browsing through their online records, you discover they all wield influence on the space station's dark web.
After all the wrong answers that I had. That's stupid, man.
Lady Asta must know what this means.
What does it mean?
The next angle is what the victims have in common, distasteful as that discussion may be.
I understand.
Tenuous connect. The last is the abilities of Duke. You probably already know about this. The fire demon of Fatora. The Duke of the Annihilation Gang. Last is the abilities of Duke Inferno and the secret.
Now, this is where
During prior unrest, instigated by the Everflame Mansion, some testified to seeing miscreants materialize from the Inferno. The flickering tongues of Duke Inferno's fire carrying a certain property, and this property is the secret behind spontaneous human combustion. Look, the answer is right there. This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions, claiming it burns through worlds, leaving numerous scions of flame behind. The kindling of this unique flame must be the missing curio that Herta's been searching for, and Duke Inferno is evidently spawned from it.
Ah, so it is one of Herta's curios.
I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered. This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions, claiming it burns through...
It's the phase flame, the creation of member number 29, Serkal. She was an amazing genius. Intelligent, kind, and humble. However, she lived for a mere 29 days on the human calendar. Such a pity. The phase flame shifted into a different phase as soon as it was created. When it returned to this phase, Serkal had already passed away. It then continued to shift through phases, making its capture impossible.
This booklet describes a kind of fire that can phase through dimensions, claiming it burns through worlds, leaving numerous scions of flame behind.
I understand.
Tenuous connect. The kindling of this unique flame must be the missing curio that Herta's been searching for.
I understand.
Tenuous connect. I fear that this is the truth Adler discovered.
Oh, we got it.
When Sherling said, I believe this word was actually phase, he saw member 29 Serkal's research topic in this booklet and verified his hypothesis. As a scion of the phase flame, Duke Inferno would naturally share similar capabilities. Full-on phase shifting may be a bit too ambitious for him, but teleportation, that's likely more his speed. That is the truth of the spontaneous human combustion. The researchers didn't disappear. They were moved.
They were...
We don't know where the victims went, but Duke Inferno's plan is now clear, and the sudden and consecutive disappearances provided the best environment for chaos to fester. Once the seed of unrest has sprouted, he will then send out an announcement for an imminent attack. It will push the crisis from the dark into the light, catalyzing it into new growth and bloom. The next step would be to ignite the spark. Look at those researchers who disappeared. What would happen if someone realized their similarities? I need say no more.
It was all a premeditated trap to stir up chaos on the space station.
We're running out of time.
That huh? Oh, I just realized. What on earth is this? Researchers are all opinion leaders on the space station Star Rail. All of them. You know stuff like that even the security department isn't aware of. I just got a pipe next door. So far-fetched. But on the off chance that is true, I smell it as
This...
No, it isn't enough.
Indeed, it needs one more spark.
What do you mean?
If you limit your involvement to this, there's still room for excuses. If it were me, I wouldn't give you the chance.
chance to do what?
Could it be?
Huh? What is it?
Stay calm. Asta was merely teleported. Her life was not in danger. Based on first-hand experience, I have ascertained that Ifrit's flame is simply a splinter of the primordial phase flame, lacking any phase shift ability. Logic. Asta is still within the confines of the space station.
What do we do now?
That flame must still be somewhere inside the station. Find it, and we'll find a way to bring her back.
A splinter, you say? The arrogance of the gifted is charming in its own way. Try then if you must.
It seems that Duke Inferno didn't deign to personally grace the space station. He merely cast infernal fire into our midst to wreak havoc among the researchers. When the fire fizzles out, his malevolent plans will vanish without a trace.
I will head to Herta's office and activate the folded space in the curio storage room. With some changes to its parameters, I can use it to block the fire's teleportation routes and seal it inside the station. Mr. Ratio, please go with Mr. Trailblazer and contain the fire.
So we fight him. Oh no. They escape. Burn on fire. He must put out the ratio. But I don't have got the ratio.
I appreciate the help of the Astral Express.
Ratio. And start the challenge.
The infernal fire is also a form of energy life form. The imaging device will pick up its trace. Follow it.
I will head to Herta's office and Mr. Ratio.
The infernal fire is also... The way is awash with flames. It must have just teleported. Be careful. Get ready to dash into the fire.
You go quick, man. Trying to frustrate my research through drifting spatial coordinates. Reduce, transported to somewhere else. All that space there. Space station used to counter escapers can be effectively cut off. Space to hinder extended travel.
See? It's still in the space station. Like Skrullum said, it cannot escape from here. Do you know what to do with cornered prey? Hunt it to the death. still resisting. The fold in the space has shifted. I can deduce its escape route with a mere glance.
Probably next bonfire, get the oaks. Firewall. There's the box.
Troublesome.
Answer me.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Test. 0 points.
Nap time.
I'm asking questions. Answer me.
Lend me your strength.
SAS knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. For the theater of the mediocre. Land! Forward! Test. 0 points.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Answer me. Test. 0 points. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Lend me your strength.
Answer me.
This has nothing to do with you.
The flame is getting weaker. Duke Inferno can't maintain it anymore.
Nap time.
Test. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. 0 points.
What is your goal?
Seems like this chase is about to end.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Test. Hit. Land. Forward.
Stop lah, boleh belum. Datang
Answer me. Mediocre. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Nap time. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Test. 0 points.
Lend me your strength.
Answer me.
Babi, datang Tiga pula aku. Tadi buat 30 dia.
Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. truth and falsehood.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Adjust.
Oh.
It's over.
Ignorant fools blindly chasing the firelight, not knowing that the blessings of destruction already lie at their feet. It is little wonder that even the descent of the Savior's Legion was unable to cleanse this place. I will acknowledge my brashness. For now. But next time, expect no intermediaries. I will come to personally offer you the demise of your sins with infernal fire.
A small fragment of consciousness in there is gone. Duke Inferno has discarded this fire. Oh? No. Hold on. The banal theatrics of stalling. Let's not. Shall we?
Lend me your strength.
Adjust.
Nap time.
Land! Forward! Answer me. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Zero place.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Answer me.
Nap time.
Adjust. Free. Zero place. Land. Forward. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. Free. Zero place. Free.
Lend me your strength.
Adjust. Zero place. So this is the extent of Miss Green's materializing from the Inferno. Seems like Dr. Primitive wasn't wrong.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Free.
Troublesome. To guard and defend. Crush them. Nap time.
Land. Forward. Adjust. measure of truth and falsehood. The fire is weakening. It's preparing to flee. You, keep your eye out for Lady Asta's whereabouts.
Lend me your strength. That's better. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Test. 0 points. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. Land! Forward! 0 points. Mediocre. A miracle.
To guard and defend. Crush them. That's better. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Not a scratch. 0 points. Answer me. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. 0 points. Land! Forward!
That's better.
Test. 0 points. Land! Forward! Not a scratch.
Troublesome. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Answer me.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it. This battle is unavoidable.
SAS per knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. A miracle.
That's better.
Nice
You'll
teamwork.
pay for this.
It's time. Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
0 points.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them. Your resistance is timely.
Answer me.
You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
I'm asking.
Good work. You did very well. Rest assured, Asta only had a fright. She is recovering in the clinic. While you were chasing the enemy, the security department also found the missing researchers. Affirmation. They are all safe and sound. It was all thanks to Adler. They fell into a spatial curio and could not leave until the Department of Ecology's most knowledgeable curio expert solved it from within. Many of them were shaken by their experience when Arlen found them, but they are otherwise fine. Yes, it is over. This business is over, and I believe the space station will be able to deal with any internal aftershocks. But there is one mystery that remains unsolved. And that is something I must deal with myself. I've been waiting.
Fallout from this incident remains. Surely you have plenty of pressing matters to attend to. Or is the safety of the space station beneath your concern?
Answer. That is exactly why I came. After all, the principal figure in this whole affair is right here.
When did you start to doubt me?
When one is immersed in academic research, skepticism comes far more naturally than belief. I've had the same bad habit as you since the beginning, Mr. Ratio.
I must say, I'm quite honored, Mr. Screwlam. But do explain, why opt for silent wisdom when you already had the pieces of the puzzle?
For curiosity's sake. Affirmation. I made the same decision as you, to accompany and observe.
Oh, and when did you become convinced?
Objectively speaking, aside from some minor spiritual trauma, no researchers were hurt in this attack, which never aligned with the Annihilation Gang's modus operandi. Logic? A third party saved them.
Had I not fortuitously acquired a spark of the phase flame and intervened in Duke Inferno's teleportation, those people would already be space waste, floating past the windows here.
You are more candid than I calculated.
But still behaving within your calculations, no? One last question, Screwlam. Genius though you are, can you deduce why I did this?
I cannot be sure and can only hypothesize. Helping the weak hints at the merciful instinct of a medical doctor, but maintaining a cool, detached observation reveals the strictness of a scholar. And pulling the strings from behind the curtain is akin to laying down the gauntlet to a genius.
The ruler of planet Screwlam is indeed well versed in the human mind. It's a pity you're as much in the ivory tower as other geniuses. You still got one thing wrong. To stand aside and observe is the best treatment one can give. There is a disease called foolishness. that is harder to cure than any ailment. The path of erudition has neither reason nor logic. While geniuses wander among the stars, the ordinary can't even trace their footsteps. Those less gifted have no choice but to walk alone, enduring a lifetime of tumbles and triumphs. But even a life marked by failure is a life worth living. It is only in moments of solitude and despair, when help is absent, that fools grasp how to pick themselves up. I have a fastidious nature. I cannot stand fools, idiots, or imbeciles. Seeing them fills me with dread. Regrettably, this space station is just like the Intelligentsia Guild, devoid of geniuses and filled with mediocrity.
You wish to uproot the researchers' blind worship of geniuses.
I am only laying out my questions. As for the answers, they'll find them themselves. Pursuit tinged with negativity is still pursuit, and it is capable of leading us to the right conclusion. For the masses of the mediocre to reach a level of awareness, this is a necessary rite of passage.
You are indeed more like a medical doctor than a scholar.
As for the spark I leave behind,
I believe Asta will deal with it properly.
It is also a lesson I left for her. With that, I take my leave. I look forward to future encounters with such brilliant minds. Let's hope they're as memorable as those we had today. A farce full of trivial concerns. Ultimately, they're just mediocre minds.
Oh, is that a stain? I like this coat.
Careful now. Don't get your clothes wet. Hey, it's you! I didn't expect to see you here in the administrative district. How have you been lately? Great to hear. Since the Stellaron crisis subsided, Belobog's been feeling a little more cheerful. We're really grateful for your assistance. And yes, things are going well for me, too. Thanks for asking. You spent so much time in Belobog on your last visit. You must have passed by here before, right? This is Belobog's History and Culture Museum, built more than 600 years ago. Last time you visited, It was closed for its 10-year renovation. Now that the Stellaron crisis is over, we've been able to allocate more manpower to the renovation works. The museum should be open to the public again soon. It's just... we encountered a problem during the renovation process. The Silvermane guards are doing all they can to figure it out. Sorry. I shouldn't talk about it in the open like this. Hey, why don't I give you a tour of the museum? We can talk inside while I show you around. If you have time, that is. Great. What are we waiting for? Welcome to Belobog's History and Culture Museum. As you can see, after nearly 100 days of renovation, the interior looks brand new. However, there's a problem that needs to be resolved before it can open to the public. The museum was established nearly 600 years ago as a memorial to honor Alyssa Rand, the first Supreme Guardian, and the martyrs who gave their lives in the battle against the invaders from beyond the sky. As time went on, new exhibits were continually added to the memorial until it became the museum we see today. Past the reception hall, you'll find the General Hall, the museum's largest exhibition room. There are all sorts of exhibits on display, paintings by famous artists, samples of the planet's crust. Visitors can experience the essence of Belobog's culture in just a few minutes' time. I really hope the museum can open up soon. The children here need a culturally enriching environment, especially those from the underworld. But like I mentioned earlier, we're in a bit of a bind. We could really use a helping hand. Here, this is the issue we're trying to deal with.
The box is empty.
Wait, what are you doing? You're in a museum, remember? Here, let me explain.
Sorry.
This exhibit was recently stolen. It was one of the oldest and most precious items in the General Hall collection, the meteor fragment. It is said that 700 years ago, the invaders from beyond the sky descended upon the surface of Eurillo 6 with a meteor shower. The meteor fragment is solid evidence that those invaders once tainted our land. Sorry, the tour guide in me gets a little carried away. I'm not here to give you a history lesson. Still, it's no exaggeration to say that if the meteor fragment isn't recovered, the museum will lose half of its significance.
Do you know who did this?
Not yet. That's why this case is such a conundrum for the Silvermane guards. Truth be told, the meteor fragment isn't the only item that was stolen. But we want the museum to open as soon as possible. We can worry about the other missing items later. Of course! I wouldn't ask you to start a whole investigation from scratch. The guard station in the underworld reported that some suspicious characters have been meeting at a hideout in the Great Mine late at night. Since the Silvermane guards are still getting situated in the underworld and we don't have any direct evidence, we haven't been able to apprehend any suspects. But if you were to go there yourself and ask around, I think we could gather a lot of useful intel. So, would you like to help solve this case? Excellent. Just as I expected. Short, sweet, and decisive. To the underworld it is then.
Let's go.
The conditions here are so rudimentary. I wonder how long those people have been living here. Back to the investigation. We contacted an agent from Wildfire. Apparently she has some first-hand intel. I think her name was...
Say what?
Sweta?
How to pronounce it.
Yes, that's right. Let's go pay her a visit.
Sweta? Oh, Sweta. Sweta.
What? Oh, it's you. I thought I'd been discovered. Let's try not to make a commotion. You never know who's listening.
That bad, huh? How many exhibit thieves are there?
A lot. I don't know if you're aware, miss, but any intel that makes money spreads like wildfire in the underworld. Travel between the overworld and the underworld has been open for some time, but not everyone down here can take advantage of that opportunity. The majority of underworlders have to stay here to feed their families. From what I hear, smuggling museum artifacts is a lucrative enterprise. If I wasn't working for Wildfire, I'd be tempted to get in on the cash myself.
You aren't getting any funny ideas, are you?
I'll cut to the chase. Wildfire hasn't identified the ringleader yet, but I've heard some interesting rumors that might be helpful to you.
I'm all ears.
Firstly, the group in question has a very public presence. They post recruitment notices all over the street. If you can find a notice, you might be able to glean some clues from it. Secondly, they're rash and careless in their work. They've been seen carrying large crates of illicit goods around the mines and selling them out in the open, without even trying to hide anything from the miners. Thirdly, I heard there are children in the mines that might be involved. I haven't had the chance to look into it, but keep an eye out.
I see. Thanks for the intel. I'm sure it'll help us crack the case. Well, I'm going to head for the settlement and see if I can get more intel from the locals. In the meantime, do you think you could head out and look for more clues? We can compare notes when you're done. I'm counting on you.
Got it.
My daddy made a lot of money this month. He bought me lots of new clothes. Things you can't even find in the underworld. Clothes schmoes. My daddy bought me a super rare present. He got me a model tram. Bet you haven't seen one of those before. That costs way much more than boring clothes.
Sounds like their parents bought them expensive gifts recently. If people in the underworld want to get rich, what options do they have? This is noteworthy.
Paris the thief.
What are these two doing sneaking around?
Beep, beep, alert, alert, nosy person spotted, nosy person spotted. Beep, beep, protect the goods, protect the goods.
There's more to life. Existence is unity.
Ill fate descends.
A quick divination.
Stand still.
The human body is beautiful in its fragility.
What?
Empty. these crates were probably used to store stolen items. Someone left robots to guard them. It looks like I'm too late. Let's look elsewhere. The 3 rumors Suda talked about, I'll check out. Time to meet back up with Pela.
Jadi begitu, yang kedua dan long
In a good mood, huh?
Oh, good, you're back. Did you find any critical intel? I see. Looks like someone is getting the miners involved in the stealing after all. I made some progress too. The miners here said they've noticed some people acting strange recently. A few vagrants who almost never leave the Great Mine have suddenly started making trips to Boulder Town. I asked the Silvermane guard stationed there to go investigate some places of interest. I hope they find something. Hey, we've got some news. What a stroke of luck! I didn't expect to get a break in the investigation so quickly. Come on, let's go to the Gerda Grand Hotel. I hope this isn't some sort of cover-up operation.